You know what you'd call it? I've been thinking about this the whole time. I don't know.
It would either be. I certainly couldn't call it anything. My last name is Youngblood, and I just can't even imagine a fragrance being called Youngblood.
Twilight wants your last name.
Now, that would be cool. I would love that if they did a fragrance called Youngblood. Oh boy. I kind of toyed around with names like I.
Oh no! Oh no!
Basically, they would be just like almost sexual.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too.
I'm gonna go there like
do it
since '69 or something, something like that. It'd just be like or just pure sex or something like that. What was another one I had? A strip. Was another one, and those are, it's got to be something like one word or, just something, which what my mind evokes these smells like of what, I like. Mm-hmm. So it's like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, do you remember what the first fragrance was that you ever purchased?
For myself,
mm-hmm.
It was Gucci Rush 2.
Okay.
Way back when Gucci Rush 2 is no longer available, and it's a really like green floral mm-hmm. that has basically, it dries down to nothing. It dries down to soapy floral, but at the time I was one of the only people wearing it that I knew of, and it was really like, I smelled really different. I really liked it. That was the first thing I bought for myself.
Okay.
Other things I received as gifts.
Yeah, Gucci Rush, of course, is still around, and,
mm-hmm.
and which, you can get easily. But yeah, the 2 is, boy, that's...
You can't find it.
Yeah.
You can find it on eBay, but it's probably like 10 years old,
Yeah, no telling what kind of condition it's in. So, I'll have to look that one up. I haven't checked that one out recently, but nice. I haven't had anybody ask for it recently. But,
really?
there was, you could show them Rush and they weren't having it, so
mm-hmm.
as an alternative.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's good to know.
Yeah.
And the Gucci Rush for men, that didn't stay around long either.
Really?
I
didn't
the bottle
smell it.
For that was just...
You know who designed the Rush bottle? Tom Ford.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew that he worked for the house Gucci, but I didn't realize he had designed that bottle.
Yeah, he designed it.
I think that was definitely, it's a campy bottle to
me,
it is. But everything inside was great. Mm-hmm. So
if you guys don't know, it's like a rectangle of like plastic
of some sort.
And the Rush 2 was like pink, mm-hmm. clear plastic with the little thing inside. And the Rush is like a red, not see-through. Yeah. I don't know, it's a really strange bottle. And then you have to like hold it like this to spray it on yourself. It's really strange.
Yeah, and the bottle to me reminded me, it came out not soon after the Kodak disc camera came out. I'm dating myself for sure. But I always think of the Kodak disc camera when I see that bottle because it's about the size of the camera. So,
yeah, well,
So, okay.
I don't know. Is that all we have?
Let me see. So,
do you want me to design my fragrance?
Yes. We're going to do your fragrance design and a possible name. Yes.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about, there was this post I saw. Someone, it was like on Base Notes, and it was like one of the 2 or 3 threads I've actually read on there. It was like, design your perfect fragrance. And this woman designed one that kind of inspired me, and it had what she described as midnight mass scent, like a Catholic midnight mass scent. Mm. So it had incense and something that evoked cold weather, like some sort of icy mint or something like this, and then honey. I don't know why she put honey in there, but it would be something like this that had like this austere incense fragrance that wasn't like exactly churchy, but it would have to be incensey for sure. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to see. Incense is often combined with rose, mm-hmm. but I'd like to see it with something like a jasmine, like an indolic floral. It'd be, I think, a totally different incense for me that I'd like to smell. And I was thinking what I would call it because I'd like to emphasize that it was not feminine or masculine. So I was thinking something like Pandemic would be like a cool name for it. But
cool, okay.
I just remembered as we were talking, this guy, Busy, I don't know if you watched his video. Busy Bid, yeah, you know him, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he decided to call something omnisexual, so I would maybe call it...
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, right? I would call it omnisex.
Oh, I like that.
That's my fragrance would be called.
And I'm glad you mentioned too, making it unisex, and that would be mine as well, too. I would want it to be unisex, or shared, or whatever you want to call it.
Right, because we both agree that fragrance shouldn't have gender associated with it for the most part.
Yeah, I think that, the person should decide... if it's for them or not, and, forget the men's and the women's parts. Yeah, there's some notes that are more feminine than others, but, that aside, I think that they should all just go for it,
Sure.
Kind of like, those 5 the D&G anthology ones. There's 5 or 6 of those, and it's like you just pick whichever one's your personality,
right,
and you're 2 and layer and whatever. So, I think that just makes it easier for everybody, especially with the market being flooded the way it is.
Yeah,
it's like,
Right. Well, and I always get frustrated sometimes with salespeople at some counters where they're like, aren't you in the wrong section? The feminine section is over there. It's like, come on, lady. Leave me alone. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm not lost.
Right. I don't need a map.
And I always one thing I kind of thought is that, somebody that would be really good at just breaking down, that type of barrier with the fragrances, RuPaul should do a fragrance.
Oh man, RuPaul should totally do a fragrance.
And it, basically be called whatever. Is it for a man or a woman? That
I would totally wear RuPaul's fragrance. I would.
That would be great. He hasn't done that yet, and it's like, if you're watching, which I know you're not.
RuPaul, listen, I have a great idea.
Feel free to email me for where you need to send the check.
Right. Send me your testers. Do you think that we can bully Will into coming with us next time?
Oh, we could, yeah. Will I am down in Colorado Springs. Yeah, I think,
We're coming for you.
Yeah. We're gonna get
yeah. Next video, it might be me and Patrick and Will on the floor of my living room in front of my couch. Yeah. Boots is gonna hump one of you. He likes to hump men I bring over.
Oh, nice.
He does.
Well, with him smelling kitty on me, I'm sure that'll run him off. I don't know.
We'll see.
But no, that would be a lot of fun.
That
would be for sure. Because he's doing his little decant things with her in his splits, which is really cool. Yeah. It's so good of him. And
I know.
If you've ever questioned about whether or not you want to order anything from him, definitely, by all means, he is very reliable to do that with. So, this was just really fun.
Yeah, totally fun.
So I thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thanks for having me over.
Yep, not a problem. And, next time when we do your place, if you want.
Yeah, floor of my living room, next video.
Hey, that's fine. If I could move this iMac around, I would. I'm on a leash. I cannot go far.
Right.
So that's it. We're like at 15.5 minutes. So we'll see how much YouTube likes me. So anyhow, thank you all. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll link each other up somehow. So anyway, that's it for now, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye guys.
Bye.